All right, guys, so for today's video, we are headed to Brian Hughes' house. This is Brian Hughes of Rattlesnake Solutions. If you guys have never heard of him, definitely check out his business's channel, social media. I imagine a lot of you, if you follow us because of your affinity for rattlesnakes, you probably already know who Brian is, but he is actually in the same zip code as me, and we are delivering our little baby Massasauga that we produced a few weeks ago to him. So this is for his educational display. Brian is one of only a handful of people in this state, including us, that have permits to be able to keep some of the protected rattlesnake species. So this little guy, or gal I think actually, is going to a great home, and hopefully we will get to see a lot of his collection and some of the other things that he has going on. So stick around, hope you guys enjoy watching. All right, so we got Brian's little desert Massasauga here. This is his snake building. We're gonna head on in and bring him his gift.
What's up, guys?
Hey.
Come on in. It's hot out.
It is.
All right.
All right, here's your little desert Massasauga.
Oh my god.
Tiny little thing.
Got a pinky in her too, you said?
Yeah, so you don't have to feed her anytime soon.
Oh my
She's digesting that still a little bit.
You even got little labels and stuff.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So tell me a little bit more about what you got here, why you have it, how you use it, and all those details.
Yeah, we have, I mean, this is very much like a working room, more than a display. As you can see, the bottles of cleaning stuff everywhere and all that, but this is how the back room of every zoo looks like, right?
Yeah.
These animals are, we use them for education programs. So a lot of them, they all have different stories. Some of them were injured and came to us that way. Some of them were bred for this, but we try to maintain basically one of everything of the venomous species you can find in Arizona. And then, for example, next week on Monday, I'm packing up a certain number of them. We're going to go give a presentation. A bunch of people that are homeowners there are going to see a rattlesnake for the first time in their life that they've ever meant to. And then Friday, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go pack up and go to Cave Creek Regional Park for a different thing. So that's just cool. That's a lot of it. And, probably somewhere in there, if I'm honest, I've just kind of made like a whole thing to justify like ethically, like, hey, I probably need another rattlesnake.
Yeah.
But I'm actually in like toning down mode. I'm thinking that's
sure. Yeah. So with this Massasauga, is that you have every species of rattlesnake that's native to Arizona?
Yeah. I mean, the only exceptions are I don't have the two other subspecies of sidewinder. I may, but it's kind of like, it's not a huge collection.
Yeah.
And that's the question I have to ask on everything is, does it provide educational value? Is it important for somebody to see the difference between two subspecies that you could show it to most really experienced herpers and they're like, I couldn't tell you. It could be, but like I have a copperhead. I don't need a copperhead. Yeah. I like having a copperhead. We use her when we can. So I'm definitely, there's some empty enclosures in here. Yeah. And that's intentional. I'm just trying to we're definitely trying to refine what we're doing. You want to go take a look at her? This is cool. She was in the news lately.
The famous snake.
Famous snake, a famous weirdo. Her pattern isn't right. You can tell that from what you're looking at, but there's probably a lot of different reasons for it. It's not a hybrid, but she's probably the thing that we hung on to her for. It's not just that she's a pretty snake. I let go a lot of pretty snakes that would make people mad that they saw I let them go. This one, I think there's something interesting to tell because I think the reason that she looks like that is because of human interference in the area that she's at. So we want to learn more about her, so that's why we have her.
Cool. Yeah, it's a cool snake.
She's basically retired now. She's not going to get eaten by a bird or starve to death.
Or run over by a car.
Yeah, no cars. And she came from a pretty populated area. So,
so no shovels.
This one's cool. This is a really beautiful snake. It's a midget-faded rattlesnake. This one was actually a poached individual. It was collected illegally, transported across a few states, and that's where I became involved. Somebody obtained it, realized what it was, didn't want it anymore because it was hot, and then contacted me and said if I could, get the paperwork in order on an anonymous surrender like that, then then we'd be able to transfer it, and we were able to get that done. So now it's now legal. I wish he was still in Utah in the wild, but you know,
pretty snake. You have a timber rattlesnake as well that showed up in Arizona, right?
Yeah,
which is crazy.
So everyone says that Arizona black rattlesnakes are timber rattlesnakes locally.
Yeah.
I actually have a timber rattlesnake. I have the only timber rattlesnake from Arizona. Let me show you that. Let's see where it is. She's grown a lot.
Yes, I'd love to hear the story of this one.
So we got a call Central Phoenix for I can take her out too, for a rattlesnake in a warehouse. And if it's in the middle of Phoenix like that, in the middle of downtown, you know, it's probably not a rattlesnake. It happens occasionally, but it's not a rattlesnake that's naturally occurring, certainly. And usually not a rattlesnake at all, okay? Anyway, Marissa, who works with us, went out and got it, and it was a neonate. What was this? An actual timber rattlesnake curled up there
in Phoenix.
So we couldn't tell where it comes from because it could be anywhere along this company's delivery route. So I actually like got their routes, like where did they get all the materials and all that, and they basically gave me a map of the roads of the eastern United States.
Okay.
So there's no way of knowing where it comes from at all. It looks kind of like a mid-range, like Tennessee area animal.
Not necessarily like Pennsylvania, but not really.
Yeah, it's got this little bit of a canebrake-ish stripe down the back a little bit. So it takes out the northern stuff. That's crazy. But it's it feeds well, it does well. Like, you know, it's one of these ones that's like, there's not a lot of educational value to come from it, but it's such a cool story.
Oh, absolutely.
And like our job and what we do with snakes here, our interface is very much about like what the human story, just like what you do with the dogs. And like you have a perspective on this whole conflict situation that is well beyond the biology of what happens with snakes. So finding something like a timber rattlesnake in the middle of Phoenix, that's very much part of the
also,
picture here.
I mean, you've been doing relocation for thousands of people across the valley for a long time now. So you kind of get into a point where
tens of thousands.
You haven't, just like me, I can't say I've seen it all, but you've seen a lot.
Every year you say that you might, and you definitely don't.
And then you get a curveball. Like, timber rattlesnake in Phoenix. That's
doesn't happen.
Pretty crazy. That doesn't happen. No, so that's a lucky snake right there to.
Yeah, no kidding.
Get scooped up.
Everything just had to be align. And it had to be like a company that, like the gas place that got it. They had to be cool with having someone out to get it. We had to be, like, a lot of times if we just don't think it's a rattlesnake, we'll try to like talk them out of it a little bit, right? Like we don't want to take we don't want to profit off fear. That's a big thing. So somebody we know it's a night snake in their house, or like we know that there's something, like we will give everything we can to like, hey, you probably don't need to pay us to come and get it. Like get an oven mitt if you don't want to touch it or whatever. But thankfully, makes you question that practice a little bit. That's one of the coolest like animals that I don't need that I have that I really love.
All right, guys, so we're going to step out of here for a second because Brian's got a really cool thing going on outside. It is a little dark, but hopefully we can get some
I got some
interesting footage here.
So this is a little dirty because I had a drip system going on over here and the hose broke.
Oh, no.
And I come out here and this is like standing water. So that's fun. But anyway.
It's all right. Snakes think it was a monsoon.
This thing we've been working on, this is a horse corral that we have converted into an outdoor enclosure for a number of animals. So watch your step because there are 7 rattlesnakes that live in here, a Gila monster, and 5 tortoises.
Wow.
And a gopher snake that just showed up in here one day. Yeah, so the problem is it's super hot outside, so not a lot of activity. If it was 2 weeks ago and I came out here right now, there was snakes crawling around everywhere. Yeah, don't worry about the door. They won't come out.
They're trained.
They're trained.
Just kidding.
This is a fun thing for me too, because like we install rattlesnake fencing, and all the time we just hear it from all these, a lot of herpers, honestly, which is surprising. Like, it can't work. They can. I mean, this is the proof, because that's what keeps them in here. Is we just put snake fencing on sideways or backwards.
Yeah.
So
keeping them in instead of out.
So there's a resident population of rattlesnakes that can't escape. Oh, there's a tortoise back there.
So what exactly are you doing? Are you using the space for
there's
your own research?
There's a blacktail right there.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's the goal here, is that we have this big open area
I won't disturb it too
Oh, yeah,
much,
go
but
for
I'll
it.
get a little. You want to be my light, Logan? It's a little Melosis there, cruising under the bush. Heard us come in, and he is. Nice. Sorry, you were saying?
Oh yeah, so we're trying to make basically kind of a naturalistic kind of area here so we can see what snakes do, and maybe even to, to put some experiments that we can't do in the wild. So one of those, for example, is now that I have kind of an idea of what they do and where, and they have some established habits and they're acting like snakes. They're out here hunting, they're picking estivation sites, they've spent multiple winters here now. Trying to see if we can figure out some, like in the wild, you can't do certain things, in here we can. So I want to test snake repellents. That's one of the things. We know there's snake away, there's all those things. There's no evidence that they work. We haven't seen it at all. But you can't just go out in the wild and dump a bunch of it on like a wild rattlesnake and see what happens. Mm-hmm. Here we can say, okay, there's going to be a snake. We know that every day at 4 o'clock in the afternoon it crawls past
this
here.
blacktail likes this spot clearly.
So yeah, there we go. So they're developing these habits.
Doesn't like it anymore.
Exactly. So we can see if we can impact their behavior, and not only the stuff that exists right now, but maybe we can find some new solutions.
So this must be the food's food?
This is how we feed them. So we do supplement with rodents, but also we put a bird block right here, and then I kind of set up this area so that it's kind of like a natural, there's lots of little ambush places you could have here. Yeah. And I see diamondbacks sometimes.
Oh, and you got a water source here.
Yep. So we dug a little hole, and then the water turns every morning, and they come get a drink. We got cattails, we got leopard frogs in there, bunch of different toad species in here.
Nice.
All kinds of stuff. So it's pretty fun.
Yeah.
It scratches the same itch as herping too. So if I'm just, worked hard all day, I'm in a bad mood or something, I can just go wander around in here and get happy, Go see if I can find a snake. I mean, it is herping. There's enough stuff in here. You have to actually look,
Yeah. Yeah, so kind of tell me a little bit more about what snakes are in here and why.
Yeah, so they, it's taken a long time to fill it up because we're not just go catching snakes. Mm-hmm. First, I want animals from this area so that if something happens and they escape, like I'm not putting a bunch of weird genetics and, these are all things that if they escape somehow, they'd be, they'd probably be fine and the population would be fine. But these are animals that have been hit by cars. There's one that somebody smashed with a brick. It's doing a lot better, but still needs to be assist fed sometimes. I have a diamondback from right over there that was in a yard, and I couldn't find a good spot to release it because it's all private property. Got another diamondback. I mean, that's kind of how a lot of these things are. So, yeah, we didn't just go out and start stuffing it with rattlesnakes. We're going to put them selectively in here, and we also want to avoid too much breeding too, or interbreeding. So we have red speckleds in here. That's what's from here, and we don't want to make weird mutts.
Nice.
Let's see.
Got through a lot.
Yeah, there's a speckled rattlesnake in there right now too. Good sized male.
Oh yeah, see the edge of them there?
Yeah. That's cool. So like I made these are little estivation areas that, because it gets hot in here, like 115 or something recently. But I dug all these little things and then I take temperature in there to see. So in the bottom of each of these, it can maintain temperatures down in the low 80s.
Nice.
When it's hot. So that's why it's kind of cool watching them all naturally select this area.
Yeah. So are some of these deeper than others and slightly different? Okay.
So this goes down deep, and then the tortoises dug it even deeper too.
Okay.
And then I put a bunch of stuff on here on top of these corrugated tubes, and I put rock and then dirt and then rock again. So it basically just dissipates heat. Like if you think about a battery, it collects heat in different sizes, will conductively heat and cool at different rates. Mm-hmm. So by having a lot of different structures like that, it's like a heat sink. Mm-hmm. So it's quick to heat, it's quick to cool. But it got the desired effect is that in the, when it's hot as hell out here, if it's lethally hot, they're in there nice and cool. And at night they come out and do their thing. So, and it always kind of freaks me out about herping if you think about it. Like I know that there's 7 rattlesnakes in here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've only seen evidence of 2.
Yeah, and like you don't see most of them most of the time.
Yeah.
In a captive, non-natural environment. So like, who knows what you're seeing out there? I think we see very few of the rattlesnakes that actually exist.
All
Like
right,
so.
so Brian just took us outside. We're
Yeah.
walking his driveway right now to see some of his resident snakes, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. So they come here every summer, and I can check on them a lot. The cool thing is here is that this north-facing slope here, as soon as you walk over here, you notice the temperature go
Yeah, you
down
could
a couple
feel
degrees.
the drop in temperature.
Yeah, so
Nice.
those are the kinds of places, like there's rattlesnakes through this whole region, but when it's really hot, they pick really specific spots. So like when we're doing relocations, that's one of the really important things to like you can't just go put it anywhere. You have to be able to recognize these places. So they sure seem to think that it matters a lot. So down in here where there's rocks, just look, there's speckled rattlesnakes, there's diamondbacks, tigers occasionally,
Oh, cool.
one blacktail one time. I was down here the other night and I was just squirting water along here to see if anything would come out, and
Yeah.
a baby lyre snake crawled out.
Oh, wow. You said
That's
you get
cool.
Gilas here too, right?
Yep, see Gila's down here. Oh, there's an atrox, or a western diamondback right there.
There we go.
Yeah, the bush.
Yeah, here, let me see if I can zoom.
Yeah. And we know that one too. We saw that one when we first moved in. It was one of the first rattlesnakes I saw here in 2021. We moved in, and my daughter named it Candy. So that's
So it's a
Candy.
female?
Yep.
Wow, nice.
And Candy comes to this series of bushes every year to give birth.
Oh, wow, so she should be getting close then.
She should be getting close, yeah. And then there's a male around here that I haven't seen yet this year named Cuppy. She names them all, so it's
I'll
kind of,
say your daughter names all of them.
she does, yeah. It's kind of,
That's fun.
I don't know, I like it. Like, I know we get some, you know, we have all the rattlesnakes here, and people's like, you're endangering your daughter and stuff. Like, no, I mean, she's going to be safer than anyone that grows up not, you know, she has so much like awareness of what things are and how to see them, you know, like she can spot a rattlesnake.
She's educated.
Yeah, she's educated, and that's the hardest thing to teach people, is that the fearing something doesn't provide any additional safety. It just makes you like your life less. So you can still have all the safety stuff and be just as careful and all that, and just not be scared of everything, and you're not any worse off.
All right, so I kind of alluded to this earlier. You guys do thousands of rattlesnake relocations throughout the whole valley every year, right? So that's
a lot every day.
Yeah. And snake fencing. So yeah, tell me a little bit more about Rattlesnake Solutions and what you guys do.
Yeah, so I mean, all the things that you've seen here outside, and like going and finding a snake and being in habitat and knowing where, you know, all of the interesting things that we can learn about these animals it's basically applying that biology to people's properties and their homes. So the way we're able to look at it is, you know, people see a snake at their house, it's not an accident. Like there's a lot of ways, like their behavior is pretty predictable if you understand them and study them. And if it's predictable, then it's preventable. So through catching them and relocation and you know, all the lessons there, we can tell people about their landscaping and how to get in there. We're basically using, you know, applied natural wildlife biology to help people and snakes stay kind of safe from one another. So relocation, putting in snake fences, just walking their property and saying, hey, this bush looks like a problem, because I've pulled 10,000 rattlesnakes out of a bush that looks just like that. That kind of information goes into it. So it's fun. It's all pretty, you know, there's a cycle here. So we're providing a wildlife service, but also gives us an excuse to go herping and have fun and use the knowledge we gained along the way.
Yeah, thanks so much, Brian, for showing us your collection, telling us more about what you do. I love the outside setup. I know I'm going to dream up doing that myself someday.
Can't wait to see your version.
Yeah,
what that's
like. No, this is really cool. Thanks for your time. Enjoy the Massasauga. Hopefully she does well for you. Again, I think it's a she, but I've never actually sexed it.
I guess we'll find out a little later.
We'll find out, and yeah, I know that snake will be in good hands. So, all right.
Thanks, man.
See you guys.
See ya.